Welcome to Big Blend Radio's Food, Wine, and Travel Show, where we go across country and travel the world with members of the International Food, Wine, Travel Writers Association. Let's go. Well, happy Travel Tuesday, everyone. You know, it is the second Tuesday of the month, and that means we get to chat with a destination who is a member of the International Food, Wine, Travel Writers Association. And we're excited because the destination we're going to is the destination for the annual IFWTWA conference. We call the International Food, Wine, Travel Writers Association IFWTWA. You can get the details at IFWTWA.org, but we're excited to welcome Ben Berthelot back on the show. He's the president and CEO of the Lafayette Convention and Visitors Commission in Lafayette, Louisiana. And I swear, everyone I've talked to about this conference that's going is super excited, and I'm jealous. But everyone go to LafayetteTravel.com. So welcome back, Ben. How are you?
Good to be back. Thanks so much for having me on. I guess it's been maybe about a year since we last talked. Time certainly flies.
Yeah, you know, I think we always talk in the spring, pretty much. And but that's because you've got a lot going on.
We do. Staying busy.
Yeah, well, you're the happiest city, right? So,
right.
You know, you got to keep up.
Happiest city. We were just named the best food town in the South by the local Palate magazine. So we're really excited about that as well.
Very cool. Very cool. Now let's you guys have so many accolades. I know last time you were on the show, I was like, oh, you just won this, you won that, you know, but you guys are working hard at being happy. And, you know, I think right now we could all use a little happiness with what's going on in the world. So everyone should just go to Lafayette, eat some boudin, go kayaking, and, you know, go to maybe a Zydeco brunch. And, you know, it sounds like a good thing to me.
Come on down. Food, music normally makes you happy, and nobody does it better than us, I would say.
Well, I wanted to just, you know, for our travelers and then those who are going to the conference, everyone, the conference for IFWTWA is also open up to non-members. It is October 12th through 16th, 2025. And so for everyone to just get an idea where you are geographically, because you're in Boudin country, and you're going to have to explain that too.
Sure. Lafayette is located on the intersections of I-10 and Interstate 49. We're 2 hours west of New Orleans. So in South Louisiana, we are known as the heart of Cajun and Creole country. And so when the Acadian people were deported from Eastern Canada many years ago, they ended up in our area. And so many of our traditions are based not only on the Acadian and the Cajun people, but the Creoles and other groups that settled here, and many of those were forced here not at their own will and were forced to assimilate and work together. And so we like to call it a big gumbo here with all our different cultures. And what I really love to tell people about our destination is, in a lot of places you can go to a museum and you can learn about the area, but you really have the opportunity to become immersed in our culture through a lot of different activities, whether that's going to a place like Vermilionville or Acadian Village, which are two natural history living museums where you can experience life in the 1800s and how things were done, or just the food. So many great opportunities to eat. The music, we have live music 6 or 7 nights a week, some great Cajun and Zydeco music that we're known for. People will pull you off to dance on the dance floor, and really we're known for our hospitality, our joie de vivre, as we say, our joy of life. And there's a big French influence still in our area. A lot of people still speak French, and you'll see a lot of our signage in French. So it really is, we're like a little foreign country to ourselves here, but right here in the United States. And we're really excited to host IFWTWA and your members in October, because that's going to be in coordination with one of our largest festivals, which is called Festival Acadien and Creole, which is the largest free Cajun and Zydeco festival. Will be happening.
What? What are you just doing this to make me jealous? Like, gosh, I know we're going to be in the Pacific Northwest. You know, I'm not knocking the Pacific Northwest, but I'm just saying, like, I'm a little jealous here.
Well, maybe we can still get you down here, but it'll be a great opportunity for really everything that we're known for to be on full display. Great music, great food, great artisans. And you can't help but have a good time. And I think it's festivals like that which help make us the happiest city in America. So you guys will be here for that. And then one of the other things that makes our area special is we're known as the hub city. And Within 30 minutes, you can be at a place like Tabasco, which is the only place in the world where Tabasco is made and bottled. It's a really unique experience. We have North America's largest swamp, just 25 minutes down the road, the Atchafalaya Basin, with some great kayaking, birding, swamp tours, and all of those things.
Alligators.
Alligators, depending on what.
I got to bring well, I wanted to bring this up too, because this is actually at the Swan de Atchafalaya. Did I say that right? I was stumbling on it the
Yep.
other day, but you know, I knew you're coming on. I'm like, I better get it right.
Mhm.
Atchafalaya, this swamp is actually part of the National Heritage Area, and it's Park Week coming up April 19th, everyone. So National Park Week, and this is a collaboration between the communities and the National Park Service. So it's a good time to get out. I'm just saying, little excuse there.
It is, and the weather's been great. And the
Mm.
Atchafalaya Basin is in the Atchafalaya Heritage Area, and they do a great job not only preserving that basin but promoting it. And it's really unique, a special part of our area. And talking about National Parks Day, we also have a 100-acre park in the middle of the city called Monkus Park, which is a beautiful thing for our area. It's sort of like Central Park is to New York City,
Mm.
on a smaller scale right here in Lafayette. And that was a piece of property that was owned by the university and was preserved by our local government probably 10, 12 years ago, actually more than that, maybe 20 years ago. But it's really coming into its own, and it's a great opportunity for families to get out there. A lot of programming done out there, and they have a farmers market on Saturday morning. So we're really proud of Monkus Park, and what we call the Horse Farm as well.
Oh, that's cool. And farmers markets, that's great. So is there a lot of farm to table food? I can only imagine it's got to be, right? I mean, you've got rice out there, right? And that's part of the Boudin heritage. I was trying to say that on a show coming up. I was talking to a travel writer with IFWTWA, and he's a food writer, and I started telling him about Boudin. And I'm like, well, there's rice growing out there. And then there's rum because of the sugar. So I think people don't really actually know that about Louisiana.
Yes, correct. We were farm to table way longer, way before it was cool to be farm to table with things like, you said rice has grown in our area a lot, and crawfish is something that there's nothing more farm to table than crawfish, where in the off seasons of growing the rice, they flood the rice fields and the crawfish harvesting. And right now we're right in the middle of crawfish season, and so that's
Oh,
something that visitors really enjoy. Because a lot of people have had crawfish in other parts of the country, but not necessarily a boiled crawfish, which is a really special thing. And so, boudin, as you mentioned, that's a sort of it's not, people kind of refer to it as a sausage, but it's not really a sausage, but it's made of rice and pork and onions and other ingredients. But it was really become a staple in our area. People could stop at a gas station and get boudin. Um, but there's
well,
something.
that's the thing. Louisiana has gas station food, and do not do not get worried about this. I'm just saying it is some of the best food I mean, you get like full plate lunches in some of the gas stations, right? This is part of don't just go do it. So I think the travel writers need to go to gas station eateries. I'm just saying, because it is good.
Hopefully they will. Gas stations, plate lunch. We're known for our plate lunches. Great place called Laura's too, where Anthony Bourdain,
Mm,
right before he
yeah.
passed away, stopped in. And really people come in from all over the country, all over the world to stop at Laura's too. And we have a lot of different plate lunches, and that's a really hearty meal, rice and gravy. And so, I will say we may put a few pounds on you when you come visit us, but you have a chance to work it off by getting on the dance floor and dancing to some great Cajun and Zydeco music.
And that includes brunches, right? Tell everyone about the brunches, because that's I still like, it's just never happened. Every time we go to Louisiana, we're just a day off, and I don't know what's going on, but it needs to happen. I
Yeah.
want to do this.
What I was saying earlier about really our region being a very special region called Acadiana, and so just 15 minutes down the road in a beautiful little city called Brobridge, every Saturday morning there's a Zydeco breakfast, and that is some of the best food you've ever had, combined with a live Zydeco band playing while you eat. Of course, some mimosas and some Bloody Marys flowing.
Is this because of what happened Friday night, that Saturday gets you back on track
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that you can make it to church on Sunday? You're gonna
exactly.
Is this how it is?
Exactly. We work hard and play hard. So after Friday night, you need to get some calories in you and a little Bloody Mary to get Saturday kicked off.
Yes.
Zydeco brunch is a great way to do that. We have a lot of other brunches in town, but just some unique dishes, crawfish Benedict and shrimp and griots and just some of the great cuisine that we're known for over breakfast. We have a great little new breakfast place in Lafayette called Parish Biscuit, which puts all of those things on a biscuit, whether it be brisket or
Oh,
crawfish or ham, and it's just it's
you could put anything on a biscuit and be happy. Yeah. Oh, just, you said Bloody Mary, and I was thinking about this. There is no such thing as a Bloody Mary without Tabasco sauce. Think
that's right.
about this.
That's
I
right.
mean, and it all, I mean, this is like you drink Bloody Marys around the world and everyone does them in a different way. But the one in, well, the Worcestershire sauce for some, right?
Yeah.
But Tabasco, there is no Bloody Mary without a Tabasco sauce in there. There is just,
Amen.
so
Amen.
Tabasco is like a worldwide, I know Tabasco is, but we used to drink Tabasco sauce with tequila
Yeah,
in
it's got to
South
be.
Africa. But anyway,
Well,
that
I've
that
not
was
heard of
fun.
that, but certainly Tabasco is one of the world's
You
largest.
need to go to a Zydeco breakfast the next
Yeah,
morning.
yeah, it's incredible. I've never heard anybody who did not have a great time at Zydeco
Yeah.
breakfast. And
Wow.
we'll there'll just be a lot of great opportunities, not only during the conference, but for any of your listeners year round.
Mm.
Springtime, we have the world's largest free Francophone festival called Festival International de Louisiane, the last week of April. We'll have French-speaking bands from all over the world here,
Wow.
combined with some local music, and that's a really popular festival domestically, but also internationally. A lot of international folks come in and they'll do Festival International the same time. The week after is Jazz Fest happening in New Orleans. So they'll hit Festival International here, and then the next
Oh,
week go to New Orleans for Jazz Fest. And it's a great 1-2 combination. But one of the great things about our festival, it's free. And so you can have a great time on a low budget. And I think that's something that we're very proud of. We're a very affordable destination.
mm.
There's no minimum night stays for our big festivals, no parking that you have to pay at the hotels. And
Oh, that's huge. That's
yeah,
huge.
so really for
Sometimes parking is more than the hotel room.
sometimes. And so a family can come in very affordably, and we're a very family friendly destination. That's something that we're really proud of, and that plays in effect for all of our free festivals, but also for things like Mardi Gras, where we have the second largest Mardi Gras in the state outside of New Orleans. It's a very family friendly Mardi Gras. We have barricades lining the entire parade route, and we have a lot of different parades starting even the week before Mardi Gras. And so I
Mm.
always tell people you have to go to New Orleans at least once for Mardi Gras. But once you've done that and got that out of your system and you want to bring your family and your friends, come down to Lafayette for Mardi Gras. And we also have what's called the Career de Mardi Gras, which is a Cajun Mardi Gras. And it's not a traditional parade like you think of that rolls down the street. This happens in the country, in the rural
Yeah.
areas on horseback, with people
That's what I remember Anthony
masks.
Bourdain doing,
Yeah,
right?
in costumes, correct.
Yeah.
And they're chasing the ingredients for the gumbo, where chicken and those things. And it's hard to describe, but that's sort of a once in a lifetime experience that people can experience in our area for Mardi Gras.
Mm.
So
Now, Ben, did you grow up in Lafayette?
I did. I'm born and raised in Lafayette. Went to college here at the University of Louisiana. The Raging Cajuns is our mascot. We're the one and only Raging Cajun brand in the world in terms of a university. We actually have a new basketball coach coming in who's coaching at Houston right now. They're playing for the national. They're playing for the national championship. So we're excited about that. But yes, our university is a big part of our community, and I think there's something special about being a college
Mm.
town.
Oh,
And
yeah, it keeps it young.
right, the energy that you have and the creativity of those students who are coming out of college. And so right in the middle of Lafayette is the University of Louisiana, and
Mm.
been a big part of not only our economy, but just our culture and how we've grown as a community over the years. The university is a big part of that. So
How many people live in Lafayette in the general region, the greater region of Lafayette?
we have 250,000 people in our parish. So your county, if you're listening somewhere else outside of Louisiana, we have parishes, and
Hmm.
we have about 250,000. We are the
That's nice.
one of the only major cities, fastest growing major city in Louisiana. And a lot of that has to do with our quality of life and our our culture. Like
Mm.
I said, we work hard, we play hard, but in this day and age where people can work from almost anywhere, and um, it's a great place to raise a family because of the quality of life and the culture, the family friendly festivals, and the fact that you can work hard and play hard. We continue to grow, and that's
Mm.
a very important thing. And I used to work for a mayor president who said that you either grow or you die as a community. And so, fortunately, we've been growing, and our tourism economy has been a big piece of that as well.
Yeah. I was good because a lot of people will come and they go, you know what? Hey, we can do this with the kids, but hey, we can go have Zydeco breakfast,
Right.
and say, hey, let's check about moving because I know a lot of people are doing a lot of shuffling around and moving and looking
Right.
for places that are affordable, but still have that quality of life with the education. Education's always important. So being a college town, what was it like growing up? I mean, did you go play in the swamp and what was it like growing up there as a
But
kid, just for
it,
the parents to hear what it's like for their kids?
it's funny that you say that. That some people have a perception that we go to school in canoes, and um, but
No, I didn't think that, but
but we don't.
but some do.
We do have the Vermilion River, which flows right through the middle of town. But Lafayette is a great sized town. I think we're big enough to have a lot of the amenities that you want, like the Acadiana Center for the Arts, which is a world-class museum and arts cultural center. We're about to open a Louisiana Music Museum, which will highlight not only the music that we're known for, but really the music that Louisiana is known for. And so I think when growing up here with the quality of life and the culture that we have, one thing that's very important is family. Our Catholic heritage has a lot to do with that. We have a lot of Catholic population, and so church and religion is very important to us as well. But that family atmosphere, there's a little saying that we have: if you ever marry a girl from Lafayette, then you're moving back to Lafayette. And so, just this past weekend, I met two new people, and both of them had to move here because they married girls from
No
Cajun
way.
country, and they come home because they want to be close to mama and grandma and grandpa, and so that's something we have going for us as well. But it's because of that culture and the quality of life and the family friendly fun
Mm.
and joie de vivre that we have makes it a great place to raise a family.
That's nice, and I think too, just being affordable is just a huge deal for families right now. Being able to maybe go to some things that aren't going to cost the entire, nest egg for college too. That's a great thing for people to get together and like what you're talking about, like the urban parks is such a huge deal.
Yeah,
Just even go out, walk the kids, walk the dog, and even as travelers, we want that space to just get out of the car. If you've been driving on 40 or 10 for so long, you need to stop and stretch your legs and kind of get some fresh air in. But I wanted to ask too, with the, spring is beautiful. I know summer gets warm, but there's kayaking, go out
right.
early in the mornings. And it's just, I I've been in Louisiana every summer, I think, and I like it personally. I think it's good to sweat off a few pounds. I don't know if the pounds really came off, but I like to think so because, then we eat some more and drink some more. But um, going to when you look at fall, October, when the travel writers are all coming in through IFWTWA, October is a gorgeous season to be in Louisiana in general.
It really is. The weather's great, and a lot of areas in the country determine their seasons based on fall, spring, winter, and summer, and we do as well, obviously. But we also have seasons of food,
I know that's see
and
again, you need to get out dancing here.
so the season of food for the fall starts our gumbo season, and gumbo is an incredible dish. It's a little different in different parts of the state, but we're known sort of for a chicken and sausage gumbo, no
Mm.
tomatoes, no okra like you may find in New Orleans, but it's
Ooh, this
based
sounds good.
on a
Yeah.
roux and served over rice. And so that's a kickoff of gumbo season. And you can get gumbo at just about any restaurant in our area
Mm.
year round. Of course, we have crawfish season that we talked about that we're in right now. We have shrimp, crab, because the Gulf of Mexico is just around an um, hour and 15 minutes south of our area. So much great seafood comes from
Mm.
the Gulf of Mexico that fuels our restaurants, and that fresh seafood can be found in all of our restaurants as well, whether that be
Mm.
on a po' boy. Right now we're in the middle of Lent, and so on Fridays we're not supposed to eat meat, and so the penance that we have to pay is to eat a shrimp po' boy from a place like Old Time Grocery, or have a boiled crawfish dinner, or crawfish etouffee. And so it's not really that big of a sacrifice to not be able to eat meat, and that's because of the fresh seafood that we have from the Gulf of
Mm.
Mexico.
Okay, so now summer, what is the food for summer?
Well, summer crawfish season goes until early June, and then with our summertime, you talked about it. It's our festivals kind of slow down in the summertime a little bit because of the it does get a little bit hot, but so many still you have a lot of great outdoor. It's a great time to be on the water,
Mm.
whether that be on the basin, and you can actually ski uh, in the Atchafalaya Basin as well. The alligators won't mess with you. And so, but outdoors is something I think we've been known for a long time, but it wasn't until really COVID that we started to kind of turn our attention and focus on that a little more
Mm.
because of what was happening. You had to be outside.
Yeah.
So between the Atchafalaya Basin and Lake Martin, which is about 15 minutes outside of Lafayette as well, we had the Vermilion River in Lafayette. And so there's so many opportunities to get out on the water by boat, by kayak,
Mm.
canoe, and really get yourself immersed with nature. We have great birding that happens.
Yeah, you do.
People
Mm.
come from all over the world to experience our birding. And so the outdoor trails like the parks that you mentioned, and
Mm.
our mayor president Monique Boulay is really has a vision of expanding our urban trails to
Awesome.
connect a lot of our facilities. I think that's what people are looking for when they either visit a destination or live in a destination. You want to be able to connect without having to get into your car, and that's something that we're working on the that you
Yeah.
on the area around Monkus Park and connecting to our university. And so, yeah, it really is a great opportunity to get immersed in Cajun and Creole cultures when you come to
Mm.
our area. And while we do have museums and you can experience that, you don't have to go to a museum to learn about it. You just get the opportunity to experience it.
And hang out with the locals too,
That's right. That's right.
it's you're going to learn some new language,
Right.
some new words, and I mean, I can't speak a lick of French, not at all. And so, every time I go to Louisiana, I'm like, uh-oh. But people have fun with it, because I can't, they try to teach me and then they're just like, all right, go have a Bloody Mary or have an Abita. You know what? I do miss Abita beer. I haven't been in Louisiana for a few months. I need to
Yeah.
get back just just for Tabasco and beer. It sounds good. I wonder if you can put the two together.
Yeah,
Huh.
I'm sure you can. Sounds like if you can put it in tequila, I'm sure you can put it in a little
I
bit.
know, I think it's a little safer, but yeah, so summer, get out there now. Alligators, everyone, alligators are pretty cool. You just don't put your finger in there. So do people when they come to Lafayette, is one of the first things, I'm in Louisiana, I've got to try and eat gator. Do you see that happen a lot where people want to eat
I
them?
think probably not first that they want to eat it, but they want to see an alligator first, and then
Yes.
I think the more brave folks will eat alligator. So places like Prejean's where you can get fried alligator taste just sort of like chicken. In fact, when my kids were younger, we would order the alligator and we would tell them that they were eating chicken just so that they don't know the difference. It tastes so much like it, but it really is very unique, and that's like many of our foods
And
as well.
frogs legs. You eat
Frog,
frogs. That's the other thing you're going to see.
frog
Yep.
legs and
Hmm.
shrimp and fried shrimp. And so yeah, the uniqueness of our food I think is something special, and it's even more special for those who are open to new cuisines. And I always get frustrated when people travel to a destination, and not that chain restaurants are bad, we certainly need them to fuel our economy, but when you go to a new destination and you go to a chain restaurant, that just doesn't make any sense to me. You can do that in any
On
city
the highway. That's what.
on the highway, right? And so for those that really want to get out of their comfort zone and try some wonderful cuisine that we're known for, in addition to being named the local Palace Best Food Town a few months ago, where we were named Southern Living's Best Food Town in the United States, USA
See,
Today,
here we go.
Brandon Alley's Best Food City in the United States. And so it's not just me telling you our food is unique and good. It's others who are recognizing it,
What
which
what
always
about
makes our
sweet?
job a lot easier.
What about the sweet side of things? Because I remember being in Southwest Louisiana And now I don't know which way, how to pronounce this. Is it praline or praline? We were actually talking about this on the show the other day. And I'm
Uh,
like, I don't know. Is it pecan or
yeah,
pecan? Everyone's got their thing. So do
right.
you have, is that part of Lafayette's food makeup?
Sure, pralines
Pralines, everybody.
and pecans, Cane River Pecan Company. They just opened a restaurant in New Iberia, which is about 35 minutes outside of Lafayette in their downtown. But they ship pecans all across the world.
Oh, wow.
It's really a great little business right here. And so pecans, yeah, pralines, all those things that sweet on the
Mm.
sweet side after you have some gumbo or some crawfish etouffee and you want to finish it out with some sweets. We have all that, and then during Mardi Gras season we have what's called a king cake,
Yeah.
which is another sweet or dessert. But those king cakes get shipped all across the country because it's such a unique sweets as well. So, and actually a few years ago, one of our bakeries made a boudin king cake,
What?
and that was it was so popular. I mean, they couldn't keep up with the amount of orders that were being requested from all over the country. And so, yeah, you could even have boudin and a king cake.
Well, hey, I've seen boudin in like little balls, like sausage links, all kinds of things, and in sandwiches, or po'
Yeah.
boys, excuse me. Yes, but with boudin, is it you have a trail, right? What is the boudin wars? Is that all big Southwest Louisiana? Because like I know you've got some neighbors who also claim that they've got boudin, so I don't want to
Well,
get in trouble here.
no, they do. I mean, they do have boudin, and we do have the Cajun Boudin Trail, which was the first Boudin Trail, and so it's sort of
Oh, swoop in. See, look at this.
like a brochure where you can go and follow the Boudin Trail. And so that's a great thing to do, like on a Saturday morning, stop off at maybe 5, 6, 7 different Boudin
Whoa,
and compare the two. And like you said, not just Boudin the link, but you can get a Boudin ball, or now you can get a Boudin grilled cheese sandwich. You can get Boudin
what?
a lot of ways, but the sort of the Boudin wars between our restaurants is who has the best Boudin. And that's sort of in the eye of the beholder. Everybody has their own opinion on who has the best boudin, but there's certainly no shortage of options for you. And we have actually a gentleman started a boudin cook-off um, with probably 30 teams competing for a boudin championship. And it's a festival because the people go in and sample the different boudins, and you can vote for the people's choice and all those things. So yeah, pretty much everything that we do becomes a festival, whether that be the
Yeah.
Frog Festival in Rain. We have the Crawfish Festival in Brobridge. I mentioned some of our big festivals here. We now have a boudin festival that's held every April. We have Cycle
Wow.
Zydeco, which is a festival on wheels that happens at the end of April, and that's a really fun event. You don't have to be a professional cyclist. In fact, none of them are. It's just a leisurely bike ride through our region, and every night
Okay.
you stop off and stay in a different city, and you may have a crawfish
Oh, cool.
one night, drink a few beers. You may have some jambalaya, and then the next day you get back on your bike and you take your time. You're not racing like you're in the Tour de France, but actually 5-time Tour de France champion Bernard Hinault came in several years ago to be the marshal for that event.
Oh, cool.
So that's a little festival on wheels. It just doesn't stop. I mean, we have hundreds
Wow.
of festivals in our state, and we have a lot of them in Lafayette Parish and Acadiana.
Mm.
Um, so,
Hmm.
and
That,
festivals are great because it's a great opportunity to get people here for the first time. And we know that if we can get them here for the first time, that we have them hooked. And that's because of our people, our hospitality, our food, our music. It makes them want to come back for more. Um,
mm. What's the lodging like? Because you've got to have a lot of the, name brand hotels for being able to cater to everyone for these festivals.
We do have 5,300 hotel rooms. A lot of your
Mm.
national chains, Hilton, the DoubleTree, Hampton, all those national chains. And our hotels are kind of spread out around the city. So depending on what you want to be by, there's a lot of different options. Of course, we do have some great bed and breakfast with a lot of
Oh,
history.
cool.
Um, Maison Mouton Bed and Breakfast is an old plantation home that was converted into a bed and breakfast. And particularly the internationals love staying in bed and breakfasts. And
Mm-hmm.
so we have no shortage of those. And then like
It's
every,
a small mom and pop, business. I love supporting bed and breakfast, and they rarely get talked about. And you know what I mean? They're important, and they keep the history alive.
that's right. And they serve a great breakfast every morning. So yeah, just so many options, very affordable options, as I mentioned. And then but yeah, I'm gonna encourage everybody to come check us out. Go to LafayetteTravel.com. You can find not only all of our events and all of our listings, we have a live music calendar and
I was going to bring a live music and a Spotify music playlist.
playlist. Yeah. So
Yep.
you can jam to the music before you come, and then you can get on our website and find out who's playing where. But I was so impressed a couple of months ago. Somebody had asked me a question about live music, so I started to count how much live music we had, and within a 2-week time frame, we had 111 different opportunities for live music. A lot of
Now I see that to me is epic, because it's so hard for musicians to get places to offer live music. So I love that that is happening because I mean, no wonder you're happy.
that's right.
I mean, live music is
Yeah.
I think COVID really taught us that too. It's like,
Yeah.
oh my God. And I remember the first time I saw live music, during the whole pandemic, and it was we were in Colorado, in where Grand Junction, and we're in the downtown, and this couple, they obviously needed to play, and they're like away from everyone, but we're all like, oh my God, live music. It made our day. So
Yeah.
I believe that's part of your happy factor plus. I heard that the travel writers may be going to a rum distillery.
Yes, Wildcat Brothers Rum Distillery. It's located at an old restaurant which used to be called Gator Cove, and so
Okay.
they have a very popular rum, so that'll be part of it. Of course, we don't have any wine distilleries in our area. It's very hard to grow wine in
In the
Louisiana, but
swamp.
yeah, but there is a winery in North Louisiana called Landry Vineyard. So we're trying to see how we can
Oh,
tie them in. But of course, our restaurants serve great wine. Places like Charlie G's, which is one of the best upscale restaurants in town. Been doing it for a long time, and so yeah, we're really looking forward to having everybody in town, and then of course them going out and spread the word and getting even more people to come visit us.
awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Ben. Sounds like it's lots going on. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's no time for sleeping in Lafayette. I mean, that you do have hotels and bed and breakfasts and all of that, but you can take a shower, get back out there, have some
that's right.
food,
That's
have
right.
that. And I'm excited for people to go to Tabasco too. I can't wait. I know we're going to be in the Pacific Northwest at that time, but I'm going to be watching all of IFWTWA social media during this, and I encourage travelers to do that. If you use the hashtag IFWTWA, you'll see a lot of the travel writers. I love following it just in general because I'm like, oh, I haven't been there yet.
Yeah.
Always use that word yet. But the same thing for Lafayette. You'll enjoy that. But also, like we were saying, go to your website directly, LafayetteTravel.com. And it is, once you get on there, you're like, yeah, and if you're traveling, road tripping, I believe this year is going to be major. From everyone I've talked with in tourism about this year's projections for, end of spring going into summer travel, road tripping is on like Donkey Kong. So
Yep.
I say if you're going across country, you got to stop in Lafayette, right?
Get
Do
on
you see that too about road tripping? Do you
Yeah,
think
I've
so?
heard that as well. And so get on I-10, and I-10 goes all across the United States. But when you get to the South, get off of I-10 in Lafayette and come check out the heart of Cajun and Creole country.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Ben.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for listening to Big Blend Radio's Food, Wine, and Travel Show, featuring members of the International Food, Wine, Travel Writers Association. We encourage you to visit their website. We say IFWTWA, which is IFWTWA.org. You can also follow us at bigblendradio.com. Happy travels, everyone!